Just recording.
We are the Wikimedia blog, and this is our electronic evaluation. I'm James Rose. I am the co-director and cameraman.
I'm Rudy Sampa. I'm co-director, cameraman, and musician.
Hey guys, I'm Lee Arnold. I'm the actor and co-director.
So this is our evaluation.
Right, we are now talking about the experience we had within our production of Dirty Diamonds.
So we start off how we first got the idea to have a gangster films. Well, firstly, because all three of us watched films such as Snatch, Layer Cake, and Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels, sort of around the same time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And we all enjoyed them, talking about them in lesson. And then, Rudy, if you talk about...
Oh yeah, so within our class, actually, everyone was doing sci-fi films and like all these
zombie films,
modern films. Because they were doing...
Yeah, and that includes previous years as well.
Yeah,
they all did
like
zombies.
Either zombies or dramas. But what we wanted to do, we wanted to be different and just do a gangster film. So
but not like 16-year-old kids doing stabbing each other.
Yeah, not that kind of. We wanted to do like a serious gangster film, and just to have a different one in terms of actual genre, instead of blasting out all the effects and on Sony Vegas and all of that. We just wanted something original.
Yeah, so that's how we first got the idea to have a gangster film. So then we started to look at sort of real gangsters from the 1980s and 1960s. I think Rudy found some American gangsters, didn't you?
Yeah, his name was Frank Costello.
That's one of them. Yeah. He was quite powerful, wasn't he?
He wasn't really what we wanted, but because he was American, we wanted a British gangster. So, but he had to do, because what he incorporated within our trailer was actually pretty good.
Because we wanted that kind of idea of money, drugs, diamonds, jewellery, sort of being the main focus.
He isn't here for this evaluation at the moment, but we are going to talk about it.
Well, us to do, because there was a few days where Lee couldn't turn up.
Yeah.
So now we're going to talk about what we did while Lee wasn't actually here.
Yeah.
Over Skype.
And also what we did with, in terms of working together, me and James, at my house, editing and stuff.
Because we've actually spent quite a few hours editing, filming, refilming, photos, creating logos. So we actually did quite a lot.
And also editing that actual trailer. And making posters, actually.
Yeah, so it was quite a lot. So we're now going to talk about what we did over the last, just under a year. So we're going to mention that.
6 months, that's it.
Yeah, so about the last 6 months, what we've been up to.
We took photos of the diamonds when you were around my house, and we had to improvise on what we could do for our magazine and poster.
So also a video footage as well, wasn't it?
There's video.
We filmed the diamonds sort of pouring, didn't we? Almost like
for a trailer.
Rain, yeah. And we in the editing we slowed it down.
Yeah, to create like a kind of like a.
Also, we took those pictures of the diamonds laid on the table for the posters and the magazine.
And also after that, we actually, I think you had the idea of putting the glove in your hand and going outside and having it kind of.
So we show like the glove laying on the floor, like someone's been killed.
Yeah.
While holding the diamonds, which is.
While holding the diamonds, and at the bottom of this is for the magazine. Yeah. And at the bottom of the magazine, it would say "Dirty Diamonds" under it, handwritten. Yeah,
like a signature kind of style, wasn't it? Yeah.
So that's how.
That was really good.
Yeah.
We took quite a lot of photos on that day, didn't we?
Yeah.
We even used ketchup, didn't we? We used ketchup as blood.
We used ketchup as blood. It didn't really come out as well as we thought it would, because it wasn't as realistic as we thought it would be.
It looks okay, but then we decided to get rid of it, didn't we?
Yeah, then just to do the blood on Photoshop, which would be better.
Which does look a lot better. Right, so over the last year, we've actually been to so many locations, haven't we?
We had
travelled.
Yeah, we travelled majority of by train actually. We went
It's,
to London.
last February, I think it was, we went to London, didn't we?
Went to London.
And we
And,
filmed, because obviously we wanted to show that it was British.
Yeah, we wanted to give it that British
Yeah.
look. So in the trailer, you can actually see, was it London Bridge? Tower
Bridge, you say.
Tower Bridge.
But we thought it was a good idea, because we're so close to London, we thought,
You can take advantage of it.
take advantage. Literally, it's about 40 minutes on the train, isn't it?
Yeah, so we took a high speed up there.
Yeah.
Got our friends and helped us.
Yeah, we thought it looked quite good, obviously, if you've got a major city.
Yeah. And we showed that we've actually put effort into travelling.
Yeah, we spent a whole day in London, didn't we? It cost quite a lot of money.
Yeah.
We went to the London Eye, we went obviously to Tower Bridge, went past like Piccadilly Circus, Trafalgar Square, but we didn't always film and take photos everywhere, did we?
No, it sounds like we obviously had lunch there.
Yeah, we had lunch out there. I remember you actually filmed Lee on the Underground, didn't you? On the tube.
Yeah, cool. That was a bit. Well, Lee said it was a bit awkward because he's not that type of person.
It was quite busy as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, really busy. It was like rush hour basically.
Yeah, it wasn't. Well, it wasn't as packed as it could have been, but
it was packed though.
Yeah, that bit where you filmed at lunch wasn't that busy. If you remember, you filmed twice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but both times Lee was quite embarrassed, wasn't he?
We filmed at Victoria Station as well, didn't we?
Yeah, we did actually. We filmed with Kieran.
Yeah, filmed Kieran and Lee.
Walking out of Victoria Station.
Yeah.
Which we had a lot of people looking at us, didn't we?
So yeah, Lee was nervous. Lee was being quite, awkward.
Yeah, he was. We spent a good hour and a half on Tower Bridge, didn't we?
Yeah, because we actually, James, you found out that we needed to have permission.
Yeah, we did actually need to have permission because some person actually did say to us, did we have permission to film on the bridge? And we didn't. So we had to stop. But we did actually get quite a lot of footage, didn't we?
Yeah.
We must have retaken that shot about 50 times and people kept looking at the camera.
Yeah, people kept looking at the camera and people kept messing around.
Yeah, because we wanted a shot of Lee walking from halfway across the bridge right to the end, didn't we?
Yeah.
And you had the tripod. And you thought
I'd say in future, for anyone who's actually doing a film, I don't think a tripod's a good idea because freehand you can move easier.
And it attracts less attention.
Yeah, it attracts less attention.
Everyone was looking at that tripod.
Everyone was looking. So don't use a tripod. If you want to do a still shot.
In what ways does your media product use, develop or challenge forms and conventions of real media products? So we're going to answer that question right now.
Right, so we were influenced by a few films, wasn't we?
Yeah.
Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels, Snatch, even Only Fools and Horses and EastEnders.
Quite a lot of films.
One of the conventions that influenced us was that our soundtrack that we did.
Yeah. Who's it by again?
Hans Zimmer, because we just watched the new Dark Knight Rises and we realised the music really did show it was suspense. It really put the emotions forward. The emotion we wanted was suspense, wasn't it?
Definitely,
we wanted suspense,
thriller.
And thriller, because our whole trailer was like a build-up towards the person's death. So, I actually spoke to Ruby about this, as Ruby is the person who does our...
He plays guitar now, he does
guitar. Obviously, you don't actually have any violins.
Well, no, we didn't have an orchestra, so we couldn't really.
Hans Zimmer's actually a composer.
He's a composer, so all his compositions were done by orchestra.
So obviously, we did actually have access to that, but we did have.
We did have a guitar and keyboard.
What guitar was it? Yeah.
Well, it's not really a good guitar. It's a vintage SG vintage.
That sounds pretty cool to me.
But we also had GarageBand, didn't we?
We had GarageBand, so we could actually manipulate the sound from the guitar that was being played. So
it was like a sort of echoey sound, wasn't it?
It was almost like a grungy and echoey sound.
Yeah.
So what I got influence from that was from this song called it's called Iron Man from Black Sabbath. And at the start, the guitarist manipulates his guitar himself. So I used this technique to actually incorporated with our soundtrack.
Did quite well.
Did sound quite good though, yeah.
It's like the Iron Man song and Hans Zimmer.
Yeah,
It's
that's
really
good.
good.
So it was kind of
And the sound sort of built up as it went along.
so then it recreated the Hans Zimmer effect, as we like to call it.
So it recreated his style. Didn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
recreated the style.
Like, people really established our trailer with him.
Because the echo effect sort of added in
Suspense.
GarageBand, didn't we? That's how we sort of.
Recreated the suspense through that.
And then also we put it alongside the footage, and straight away saw it actually really did
Yeah.
work.
It was quite hard putting the kind of syncing it with the actual footage because we needed to have it properly, synced in with the footage, so it would be kind of.
Another convention was the outfits. There was we actually were influenced by quite a few different products when it came.
We got loads of influences from Lock, Stock.
Yeah, Lock, Stock and Snatch were, but also not just the films, but we saw images,
Yeah.
and not just images, but real life examples of gangsters such as Frank Costello and Al Capone.
Alcohol, yeah, because what was commonly seen in gangsters, they wore suits quite a lot, 3-piece suits.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
suits. There was sort of like tuxedo kind of
Yeah.
things, suits, ties, but they're all dark. There wasn't any bright
yeah,
They were
colours.
quite
always-
smart actually. They're really smart.
They're quite smart.
That's partly why we use black and white as well, isn't it? Because
Yeah,
of the
but we
old-fashioned
noticed they always start smart, but they get rough. Like, say they get in a fight, their shirt will be all crumpled up.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah.
ripped a
As we
little bit.
noticed, but yeah, there was no bright colours. We saw that straight away. It was just a pattern of suits, jackets, and dark clothing.
Yeah.
So we saw basically straight away that's what we needed.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so with these emphasis of images and films, we actually managed to create 2 different outfits. First of all,
Yeah.
And we had 3 actually, didn't we? Cause
actually we had a third one.
You've
as
got
well.
like cut footage of all our different sort of outfits. haven't you?
we had 3 costumes altogether. The first one was
It was a white shirt, black tie, a grey tuxedo,
Polished
smart
shoes.
trousers and polished shoes.
and then
That was really smart.
And then there was the second one, which was
Where
our jacket.
Top man jacket.
Well, the top man jacket was like a, what was it? How can we explain?
It's like a greyish
It's
sort of
kind of
smart
similar-
casual jacket.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
And,
Smart casual.
Was it chino? No, jeans.
It reminds us of the old Beatles jacket.
Yeah,
Yeah, old
jeans.
Beatles jackets. Yeah, like the yellow Beatles jackets. You see.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty much like that.
And then the third one was body warmers, chinos, and
It's
Yeah.
the more modern look.
That was
saw
actually
these,
because we wanted an old-fashioned style, but with
Modern.
modern.
Yeah.
modern
So we
taste.
tried different.
Yeah, because our film was actually
Outfits.
it's a modern film, but with gangster
Yeah.
roots, like
Yeah.
1980s.
So we wanted to have like a modern style to it, as well as having a gangster.
We literally searched your wardrobe, didn't we?
Yeah.
Found your old school uniform,
Yeah.
wedding outfits.
Yeah, quite
Yeah, the waistcoat that was from Top Man.
So after we created the outfit, Lee tried them on, and we saw straight away that it was the image that we've seen
Yeah,
in
that's what we wanted.
the films.
Just had that sort of look, the old-fashioned look that we really
Sort of-
needed.
It's like the smart, dark sort of look, wasn't it?
Elvis Presley look.
Yeah, so that was our influence for the outfits.
Yep.
Take a zoom. Right, our third convention was a scene from a film called Taken, which is a scene in which the main character, Brian Mills, played by Liam Neeson,
Yeah.
is having a conversation with someone who's stolen his daughter, a human trafficker.
Yeah.
So it's quite an angry phone call, but we wanted our main character, Dirty Des, to have a phone call with the person who stole his diamonds. So it's quite a similar storyline there, wasn't there?
Yeah, because like also the way he spoke to the person who stole his door and to the camera angle as well. We really wanted to incorporate that into our film.
Yeah, we wanted that. What they did with Taken, we wanted that in our film.
Literally exactly the same.
Oh, but apart from we wanted it slightly more aggressive, didn't we?
Oh yeah, ours was more aggressive. His was sort of more tense, and ours was more like threatening.
You wanted to create like a kind of like a scared but threatening look.
Yeah.
didn't you?
Yeah.
We didn't want to show our emotions, did we, with our character? We didn't want to show he was afraid.
Yeah, 'cause in Taken scene, he describes how he's going to track this person down
Yeah,
and kill him and get his daughter back.
that's exactly
And
it.
we wanted to say how he's going to track
Track
his
him
character down.
and
track
but
him
not
down.
have no hesitation to actually kill him.
Yeah, kill him instantly. There's no hesitation
There's
there.
no emotions to it. Just
Get his diamonds back. That's all he
Yeah,
wants.
because with the close up in Taken, you can see he's got a scared look to his face, but we wanted similar, but we wanted a little bit more our own way.
Like, your voice is really deep, isn't it?
Yeah, like we put on exactly the same voice, literally, really similar to the voice he
Just
used.
literally slightly more aggressive.
Quite deep and muffled sort of voice, threatening.
So your expression on your face,
Oh yeah.
they're not scared at all.
Not scared,
They're
no.
really sort of cocky, aggressive.
Yeah.
Not only was the actual words of the scene influenced us, the actual camera angle.
Yeah, definitely camera
It was a medium close up on
His face.
Brian Moore's face. And we said that was perfect for the same in our scene.
Yeah.
And yeah, it seemed to work really well. You can see your expressions, your face really clearly, and the words. So it did suit the scene very well. So that is how our phone call was influenced by. How effective is the combination of your main product and ancillary text?
Well, we use Synergy to combine the two tasks together. We found that looking at other existing products, such as magazine front covers, inspired us by giving us ideas of what to do in terms of making up our own front cover, whereby also incorporating our main task with our magazine and poster. One of our existing influential posters and magazines was Public Enemy. The way that Public Enemy's production company and team, how they use Synergy to incorporate with a magazine and a poster.
Yeah.
With the magazine, they incorporated the actual main actor in it. So Johnny Depp's actor is on the front cover of Empire, and he's holding a gun with like a hat and a three-piece suit. In the actual poster,
He's wearing the same outfit,
it's
isn't
the
it?
same outfit, generally the same outfit, but
These are gun.
the gun's on his side. So instead of having it
I see.
up and on, he's got it on the side.
We can tell that was in the same photo shoot.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
the same photo shoot, and so it kind of helped the audience know that obviously they're
Basically,
advertising.
that is a good example of synergy, really.
That's a good example of synergy, and
So technically, synergy is like when you're advertising something, but it's on different formats, like
yeah,
posters, magazines, and films. So that was an example.
We used Synergy in our production. Well, one of the things we created was a magazine cover. We had an image of Lee in it's like a tuxedo, like a grey tuxedo. It was similar to a magazine we'd always seen, Jack for Skyfall.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Very
yeah,
similar. Then we also, for our poster, we didn't use the same photo shoot, but we actually had Lee's hand with a glove on, laying on the ground.
yeah. It was at my house, and we
So it's sort of that synergy there, sort of thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it was as if Lee had been shot and his hands
Yeah.
on the floor.
We wanted to create an enigma to see who was shot.
Yeah.
So we would let the audience find out by watching the film.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
it gave it
Cliffhanger.
cliffhanger.
Yeah.
It wasn't the same photo shoot, was it? The
No, it was the same
magazine and the
photo
poster.
We had quite a lot of photo shoots, to be honest,
We did at least 4 or 5.
Oh,
didn't we?
definitely loads of photo shoots.
Yeah.
but it paid off in the end because we then found the right photo.
We had literally hundreds and hundreds of images, and we sort of went through them all, selected the best ones. We sort of used them. We actually created about 4 different magazine covers and like 2 or 3 different posters,
Yeah.
and just used the same one.
Literally just make sure there was sort of always a link between each poster and magazines, so you know the audience could like tell there was synergy being used.
We eventually came up with one image by accident for our magazine. It was of Lee in a waistcoat, but with no top on.
Yeah. His fist in the air. Like,
yeah, his fist in the
brilliant
air.
punch on.
We thought this would be good because it'd be something different in terms of every other magazine. So we had
More
like,
clean.
more clean and straightforward and more to the point. We looked at other magazines that had done this, and we found this one called Studio. It was I think it's a French.
It's
magazine.
not as well known, which
Yeah.
obviously would be the same as ours because we're not exactly well known.
Yeah.
So.
So we used that and helped us to
We also looked at Empire quite a lot.
Empire a lot.
There was a Skyfall poster on it, like, it was really clean. The Skyfall poster that we looked at was very clean.
What have you learned from your audience feedback?
Basically, starting with the actual feedback we got from our class, was firstly on magazine feedback, and basically bad points that we had from our magazine feedback was that we got comments such as that seems a bit arty. We got to change the font colour as there's too much of one colour on the actual magazine, and plus it's the same
red and white. It's really
and it's the same colour as our title, and it's got to be different from our title so it stands out more. Font seems to be randomly placed, like it's all over the place in the magazine.
Yes, I mean, so does that word? So it's really cluttered.
Yeah, it's too cluttered. Like it seems like we just dragged in, shoved it in. Like more colours needed, so sort of better colour match.
Because we only had red mostly, and then we had a bit of gold, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some places on the magazine there's too much space. Like it's just too much space, so we could be filled up with like logos, etc. We've got to change the catch line, but we have researched some influential ones. You said you found one, didn't you? And it's similar to our...
Oh, yeah, on the Joker.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was about being a mad clown or something.
Yeah, like it's similar to the one we had, the catch line we had in our magazine. And we've also got to include the actor's name within the magazine, like to inform the audience who like I actually am.
Who plays the actor?
Yeah. And lastly, a couple of capital mistakes. That's about it, really.
Well, we also got some really good points.
Yeah, we also got good points.
Our class said they did like the black and white effect.
Yeah.
As they said, it's
sort of went with our film.
effective in.
Our film. Yeah, suited our film more, and it was good that we mentioned there's a direct mode of address, which we're actually talking straight to the audience.
So like to inform them that of our film straight through the magazine and promoting it more.
I think Sir said it's really good, clean style to the cover.
Yeah, very sophisticated.
Really clean.
Alright, so now we're going to talk about what we actually learned from that feedback.
So what we learned was that obviously not everything is perfect the first time, and we also learned we need to spend a bit more time the next time round, because we did that
during class.
During class.
Yeah, our time management is not the best, is it? We need to sort of...
But bearing in mind that the time we had to make it was pretty good. What we
did in time.
Yeah.
Also, once we actually showed the class, all three of us sort of realised little errors that we'd made. Like we didn't quite enjoy it as much. Like we didn't like where we put the Quentin Tarantino.
Oh yeah.
Quite centred. Like even Sir said.
Where it was placed was random. It
didn't look like it was.
It wasn't put in the right place as it was put in the private regions of Leeds.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was kind of misplaced. It should be placed somewhere else.
But he did like the colour scheme, didn't he? The black trousers with the actual gold.
Yeah, he did like that.
Yeah, it was good. And also, what the actual class likes. Well, we had to explain is the font for What Next for Tarantino is from the Pulp Fiction font.
Yeah, it was a similar font.
So it kind of incorporated his films with what we're trying to give out, and also the subheading for that. It says What Next for This Inglorious Bastard.
Yeah.
Which
obviously it's
one
his
of
film.
One of his films.
Yeah. So basically, one of the actual things we learnt from feedback was we didn't actually even know at first, like the text we used for Tarantino. We only picked that generally because we liked it, but it ended up being similar. So basically, we got a bit of info about actually getting back our feedback then. Right, now moving on to our feedback from our poster. Starting off with basically on our poster we have a glove, and then there's sort of diamonds scattered around the glove. And we got quite a lot of comments back saying they look like bullet holes. And then when you actually think of bullet holes, you can actually see that they can easily get confused with bullet holes.
Yeah, we took the picture, we actually realised that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the way the flash of the camera.
It's actually the way I edited it. I thought if I lightened up the diamonds, I thought they would be more prominent.
Yeah.
And but I obviously got it wrong.
Yeah, they literally, you can see it look like a circle, like a bullet hole.
From saying it does look like bullet holes. Yeah.
And next was their blood wasn't visible enough to see, like it wasn't. I think we had too little blood, and
it was like just a dark patch on a glove, wasn't it?
Yeah,
really? It wasn't blood.
Because the glove is obviously browny colour, so it didn't really stand out as much.
What we did to improve that was we actually lightened up the glove to actually see the blood more. So we
It was very effective.
so actually
So getting that feedback literally enhanced the whole poster and looking much better.
it did a lot.
So yeah, not enough production logos was quite a.
That was a big one.
Yeah, that was a main. That was.
Like,
a
we-
big point.
We only had one production logo, which was our
And
changing
it wasn't
box.
even clear.
Yeah.
It's like a glove kind of thing.
Yeah.
Instead, we kind of changed. We had two production companies. We actually had what? We had four production
Yeah,
companies.
we had
Yeah.
Watchmen, Shark
Pick
Bite,
the two best ones.
Changing Arts
Changing Arts,
and Soundshare.
Soundshare.
So what we picked was Shark Bites.
The only reason why we chose Shark Bite and Soundshare was they're the two best images,
Yeah,
And they look- and
clearly tell.
and they suited the actual poster. They're both black and white, weren't they?
Yeah. Also, from our old poster, we got a couple of comments from the class saying our actual logo of our handshake looked like a man with a gun.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that wasn't clear enough. So we
Wasn't
needed to.
It was only literally a tiny little image in the bottom corner.
Yeah. One of our other feedback things that was very influential was looked like a theatre production with no title. So when it's coming out.
So like see when you see like school production plays,
Say like next month or like June
Yeah.
2013.
that really amateur kind of
Yeah.
posters. So we were kind of taken back by that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and we had to change that really.
So we did put in theatres 2014.
So then you
Yeah.
definitely
So
know.
it's like it's basically a teaser poster. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's
So
poster.
A simple little thing you could add in, like we only added.
getting all to sort of attract a basic audience at the start.
Yeah. Because I can tell without having fit in theatres 2014, you've no idea actually
You,
what it
you wouldn't know
what it is.
at all.
So by people guessing, they thought theatre production. So by adding that little small sentence in, you can clearly identify it. Right. Lastly, the last point on our feedback was to do with our trailer, and sort of the points we needed to improve was the heartbeat. It wasn't really identified as a heartbeat. Some people thought it was footsteps or other sounds, so we had to sort of make that more tense.
How did you use media technologies in the research and planning, construction and evaluation stages?
Many ways.
Well, we used quite a lot of technology.
Yeah, over the past year or 2 years.
Yeah, last 2 years actually.
The main one was
your camera.
Was the camera? It was Sony Alpha 350. So we.
That was very good. That's a very good camera.
It's a good camera because we record in HD, so we get a good quality.
Really good quality. A lot better quality than the SD camera we used in our preliminary.
Yeah, I mean we used the normal school camcorder, which was really bad quality. So it was kind of standard 350p.
Nowhere compared to your HD. Like,
Yeah, 1080p.
Yeah. 1080p.
also, you had a 32 gig SD card.
Yeah, 32 SD card.
More than that.
But we had about 3 different SD cards. We had a 16 gig, a 4 gig, and a 32
Yeah,
gig.
because we shot so much footage.
So like the first time we actually filmed was with the 4 gig. We actually lost an SD card.
Yeah, you actually did lose one. That's the bad thing about SD cards, because they're so small. Last year we used Apple Macs to edit, and we used that. Originally, Rudy was the only one who had a Mac.
And then
He had iMovie, but then we figured out that he could get a thing called Final Cut Pro,
X.
Final Cut Pro X, which is
It's a better version.
a better editing software, which we used that for our entire trailer.
Yeah.
But then we found out in a media conference that Final Cut Pro X isn't actually very good. It's Final Cut Pro
Not-
7
Yeah, it's good, but it's not good if you want to do like
editing.
real professional.
But Final Cut Pro 7 is the way to go if you want to get something.
Yeah. We also used our mobile phones. Basically, there's one scene in when we originally was having a feature-length film, and we're in a scene where Lee was watching a CCTV camera, in which he would see Kieran's character run across. But obviously, Kieran wasn't going to know the time to run, so we had to use our phones to call him.
Yes, so it was kind of a long process because we had to obviously dial his number, get it,
Yeah.
call him. So it would have been better to actually have walkie-talkies.
Yeah, it's the
Oh,
one thing we really needed is a
We would have been able to like cooperate more, like tactics and stuff, like more cooperation within the team.
Yeah, it'd be much easier that way.
Yeah, definitely.
Also, that's about phones. We used an iPad to create one of our logos.
Mm.
It was a logo for a company called Watchmen.
Then you
Shadow,
had to send it to me by email.
You have to email
Via email.
to Rudy's laptop.
Yeah, then,
So,
and then I edited it on Photoshop so we could
once again, yeah.
finish it off.
And we had the word Watchmen at the bottom.
Productions.
Logo.